Have you ever felt powerless against someone who always seems to twist every situation to their advantage, making you doubt your own reality? That's the exhausting power of a narcissist. They thrive on control, admiration, and the ability to manipulate the narrative. But what if I told you there are ways to make them utterly miserable without lowering yourself to their level? This isn't about revenge, it's about reclaiming your power. When you understand what a narcissist truly hates, you can turn the tables. Today, we're uncovering 6 things that make a narcissist squirm, lose their grip, and feel exposed. These strategies aren't just about making them uncomfortable. They're about freeing yourself from their toxic influence for good. So if you're tired of the mind games and ready to see a narcissist unravel, stick around. By the end of this, you'll have the tools to protect your peace and live unbothered by their chaos. Let's dive in. The first thing that makes a narcissist miserable is simple but powerful: ignoring them. Narcissists crave attention like a fire craves oxygen. It fuels their ego and gives them the power to manipulate and control. When you refuse to react, when you don't rise to the bait, argue, or seek their approval, you cut off their supply. Silence, indifference, and a lack of emotional response are kryptonite to their inflated sense of self. Imagine trying to argue with a brick wall. That's how it feels for a narcissist when you don't engage. They might escalate their behavior, throwing out insults or playing the victim to provoke a reaction. But your calm, composed silence sends a message they can't stand. They don't matter as much as they think they do. It's not about being petty, it's about choosing peace over chaos. The key is consistency. Don't just ignore them once, make it a habit. Eventually they'll either lose interest or reveal their true colors even more desperately. Either way, you win. The second thing that drives a narcissist crazy is boundaries. Clear, unshakable, and enforced with confidence. Narcissists hate boundaries because they threaten their control. They expect unrestricted access to your time, energy, and emotions, but when you establish firm limits, it exposes their powerlessness. Saying no without guilt or lengthy explanations is like nails on a chalkboard to them. For a narcissist, boundaries feel like walls they can't climb, a reality check they can't manipulate. The trick is to be consistent and unemotional. Don't justify, argue, or explain, just repeat your boundary calmly. They might test you, throwing tantrums or playing the victim to break down your resolve. Stand firm. Each time you uphold a boundary, you teach them that their tactics no longer work on you. Over time, they'll grow frustrated, even miserable, as they realize you're not someone they can control. Remember, boundaries aren't about pushing them away. They're about protecting your peace. And that's something a narcissist can never stand. Watching you thrive without them pulling the strings. The third thing that makes a narcissist miserable is being exposed, especially in public. Narcissists build their lives around a carefully constructed image of perfection, charm, and superiority. But beneath that mask lies insecurity and emptiness. When you calmly and factually expose their behavior to others without anger or drama, it feels like a spotlight shining on a shadow. Narcissists hate being seen for what they really are: manipulative, insecure, and self-serving. The key is to stay composed and stick to the facts. Avoid name-calling or emotional outbursts. That's what they want. Instead, describe their actions and let the truth speak for itself. The more you maintain your cool, the more they unravel. They might lash out, spread lies, or play the victim to regain control. But the truth has a way of sticking, and the more they try to deny it, the more obvious it becomes. Watching their image crack, feeling the judgment of others, and losing the admiration they crave is pure misery for a narcissist. The fourth thing that makes a narcissist miserable is watching you thrive without them. Narcissists need to believe that you're dependent on them, that without their guidance or validation you'd be lost. But when you focus on your growth, happiness, and success, it shatters that illusion. They can't stand to see you happy, confident, and achieving your goals without their involvement. This isn't about flaunting your success in their face. It's about genuinely living your best life. Build strong relationships, pursue your passions, and celebrate your victories, no matter how small. Social media can amplify this effect, but even in your day-to-day life, your confidence and independence are a nightmare for them. The best part? You're not doing it for them, you're doing it for you. The more you focus on your own happiness, the less power they have. Watching you rise above their influence, untouchable and unbothered, leaves them seething with envy and desperation. In the end, your happiness is the ultimate revenge. The fifth thing that makes a narcissist miserable is your indifference. Narcissists thrive on emotional reactions, anger, tears, outrage, because it confirms their control over you. When you respond with calm detachment, it throws them completely off balance. Imagine them throwing darts at a board, only to find it's made of rubber. Nothing sticks, nothing hits. Your indifference communicates that their tactics no longer work. When they try to provoke you, reply with neutral statements like, "I see," or "That's interesting." Keep your tone flat and your words few. The goal isn't to be rude, it's to deprive them of the emotional drama they feed on. The more you refuse to engage, the more desperate and frustrated they become, often escalating their behavior in a way that reveals their true nature to others. Indifference isn't about pretending not to care, it's about genuinely reclaiming your peace and refusing to let their chaos disturb it. The more you master this, the more miserable they'll become, trapped in their own game with no one left to play. The sixth thing that makes a narcissist miserable is authenticity. Your unapologetic, unfiltered self. Narcissists thrive on making you doubt yourself, causing you to walk on eggshells and second-guess every word and action. But when you embrace who you are, flaws and all, it strips them of that power. Authenticity exposes their own lack of it. Speak your truth boldly, set your goals without seeking their approval, and live by your values, even if they mock, criticize, or belittle you for it. The confidence that comes from being true to yourself is something a narcissist can't stand, because it's a reminder of everything they lack. Self-awareness, integrity, and real confidence. They might try to shame or gaslight you into compliance, but your unwavering authenticity makes those tactics ineffective. The more you embrace who you are without apology, the more transparent their manipulation becomes, leaving them exposed and miserable in their own lies. Authenticity not only protects you, but turns your mind games into powerless whispers. Another thing that drives a narcissist insane is your refusal to play the blame game. Narcissists are masters at shifting blame, painting themselves as victims, while making you feel responsible for everything that goes wrong. When you stop accepting their accusations and refuse to defend yourself against their twisted narratives, it robs them of control. Imagine trying to wrestle with a shadow. No matter how much effort they put in, they can't get a hold of you. Instead of getting dragged into endless arguments, stick to the facts and refuse to accept blame for things you didn't do. When they accuse you of being selfish, respond calmly with, "I see things differently," and leave it at that. Don't justify, argue, or defend, just detach. This drives them crazy because it denies them the emotional turmoil they crave. It also exposes their lack of accountability, making it obvious to others that they are the common denominator in every conflict. The less you play their blame game, the more miserable and powerless they become. One of the most effective ways to make a narcissist miserable is by maintaining your calm, no matter how much chaos they try to create. Narcissists thrive on drama. They want you flustered, defensive, and emotionally reactive. When you respond with steady calmness, no raised voices, no frantic explanations, it's like pouring water on their fire. Your calm presence is a mirror that forces them to confront their own out-of-control behavior. Practice the art of the neutral face. No exaggerated reactions, no visible anger, just a serene and composed demeanor. This isn't about suppressing your emotions, but mastering them. Refusing to let the narcissist dictate your mood. Breathe deeply, pause before responding, and choose your words carefully. The more you control your emotions, the less power they have. This calmness is especially infuriating to a narcissist because it reveals that they're not as powerful as they think. Over time, they'll grow frustrated and desperate, escalating their attempts to provoke you. But with each failed attempt, their misery only deepens, leaving them trapped in their own storm while you walk away unbothered. The ultimate way to make a narcissist miserable is to live your best life without them. Nothing infuriates a narcissist more than seeing you happy, fulfilled, and thriving while they fade into irrelevance. They want you stuck in the past, replaying the pain, questioning your worth. But when you move forward with a life rich with purpose, love, and joy, is the final blow to their ego. Focus on your passions, invest in your growth, and surround yourself with people who uplift you. Post that vacation picture, celebrate your wins publicly, and never hide your happiness out of fear of their reaction. The more they see you enjoying life, the more it reminds them of their own emptiness. This isn't about revenge, it's about reclaiming your story. Every time you laugh freely, love deeply, and pursue your dreams boldly, it's a reminder that they never had as much power over you as they wanted you to believe. The best revenge is living well, not out of spite, but out of a genuine desire to make the most of your one beautiful life. In the end, your happiness isn't just your greatest weapon, it's your greatest freedom. And that's it. This completes the script based on the title, How to Make a Narcissist Miserable, 6 Things They Hate, Best Motivational Speech. If you need any adjustments or additional sections, just let me know.